Well, some of you might recognize this old war horse. This is Christian's. My buddy, it's his 2004 Ultra Classic. Before Chris got this bike, he didn't get much of any maintenance. And so I suspect we've got original fluid in the forks. They need to be serviced. So the first thing I did was disconnect the negative battery cable. So as we start taking weight off the front, this thing's going to want to do a bit of a wheelie. So I want to put another jack under the rear tire just to hold it at this attitude. Okay, time to get the ignition switch out of there. Okay, so turn the switch to access. Jump in here and press this little button. It's on the left side here. There we go. Our 7/8 wrench here. Now before we get too far into this, let's get our diapers on here before we scratch something. Now we'll get in here with our 7/8 wrench. There's a little button you got to push in, and as the ignition switches like this, it's on the left hand side. And once you push it in, you can rotate the key another 60 degrees counterclockwise. That'll get that out. Windshield out. Now that we're here, next step is to get the fender off. It's got those brackets that have been peened over so that the bolts don't come out. So you got to peen those back and then take them both out, get the fender out of there. Now I've heard guys say just take off one side at a time. It's easier to get the, back on. Sure, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to try it. The book doesn't say to do it that way, so I'm going to try and follow the book. Hasn't led me astray yet. So I came back from break and I forgot to turn the camera on. Just dove right into it. These are the plates that have the edges peened over. Bent over to keep locking on. Now, that is the thinnest little washer. There's 4 of these. Don't lose those. They're like a third the size, the thickness of a regular washer. Now, when you take the fender off, pay attention, because if you have a fender light, it plugs in up here, probably be wire tied to this brake line. This brake line, and it plugs in up there. So if you have the fender tip light, make sure you unplug that before you start taking the fender off. Okay, now we're down to pulling one of the forks off and having some fun with it. Let's have our way with a fork. Real thin socket. It's 35 millimeter. Loose. Okay. Woo. That was fun. Now we gotta get the fork stops worked up. And, manual says spray glass cleaner on there. Anyway. Hit on here. There we go. Yeah. All the way up to the top. Okay. Now we don't have a cap in this. We gotta keep it upright. When we take this out, or we'll dump fluid everywhere. Okay, it is time to have some big fun. Take this cap off. Special socket that fits on the plug. We're going to remove the plug. Now this is under spring tension, so hang on to it. Ah, that magic moment. Oh, the smell. Okay, first, get a drain pan. Throw the spring in. Do not use a ball end for this. It will round that thing off so fast. Certainly don't recommend this. What are you doing down there? You can't even, my struggles are up here. Give it the old heat juice treatment. This came from the factory. It was somebody's last day. That's getting sloppy. I don't like that. But more heat. Guess what? After hitting it with the torch, it's warm. Please, please, please come out. Ah. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we're going to let that cool off a minute. That's going to be hot. Thing's toasted. Not from the torch. From where? Okay, got my favorite pry driver. Spring in here. Spring clip. Okay, that out. Are we having fun yet? Guys, action's all down here. She has some life left in her, but I'm sure glad we're in here when we are. Don't hold the bottle upside down. So I just used the seal driver. Slide the seal on. Sorry, I let you guys staring at the floor. Put the ring in the groove. In the groove. In the groove. In the groove. Spring out, oil in. This is set to 5.24 inches or 133 millimeters. Still not drawing anything. Okay. Now at the correct level. That certainly didn't help anything. Put this in the vise the other direction. And just stand on this side. There's just not enough room for oofing back there. All right, make some match cap and put this back together. All the way down. All the way up. Okay, let's get this one off. Taking bets, what are the odds? Sure it's all the way in. Get our thank you. Thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. It's my first time into one of these Touring where it's got the dampener on this side. Okay, done asking. Chilly in the shop this morning. So I was transferring the footage from yesterday and realized that my camera work yesterday was just absolute crap. So I made some changes to my camera rig so I can see what I'm shooting. And so today should be better. Let's hope so anyway. We rebuilt the right leg, which is just the same as the Road King. The left-hand leg, which we've got over here in the has this cartridge in it that has the spring compressed. This cap, this cartridge in it, which keeps the spring compressed. This cap is different on this side in that it threads on to what they're calling the lock nut. So this came loose, and then I pushed on the tube, get this exposed, held the lock nut, took the cap off, and you need a spring compressor to compress the spring back to get that lock nut off so we can finish taking this apart. So I've got a spring compressor coming, and yeah. So back out in the shop, I couldn't find the parts I needed to make the tool that I'm going to need. So I went ahead and pulled this fork apart, took the screw out of the bottom. I got our spring and cartridge out, and then just like any other fork, use the bottom half as a slide hammer and popped it apart. After we remove the clip, pop it apart. So now we'll get the old parts off this and put the new parts on it. That one's quite a bit more worn. I've always just done these by hand. I don't know why I started to do anything different there. Just got to be careful when you get close here, because this could pinch you pretty good. There we go. So require 2 hands. We'll get this back in the vise. See if I can do this without dropping it on the floor. That would be bad. Okay. First things first. Well, you can see that, but numbers go up. Put that all back together just to keep it nice, clean, until that spring compressor gets here. Okay, well, the spring compressor's finally arrived. And now, the only way it'll fit my vise is by clamping the bottom foot. Put this in here where it hold it. So, find out how good my dental insurance is. It's right up on my teeth. Okay, round washer on the bottom. Nut, as you saw, was finger tight. Got enough room to let all the tension off. Okay, with that we can remove the spring. It's my homemade damper rod. Soft faces on my vise here. Come here. This time we are set to 4.21. Put our spring back in. Actually, let's tighten this down first. I have my fingers there, but that was less than helpful. Okay, what happens when we let it back up now? There we go. Nice. Nice. Sit there like that. Okay, that's done. Clean those up a little bit, get the fender on. Probably just didn't record the whole bit. Short spacer goes on the right hand side of the bike. Long spacer with the 3 slots in it goes on the left hand side, the kickstand side, with the 3 slots facing the wheel. Long bolt. Short bolt. Time.
The time is 7:39 p.m.
Okay. On that, I think I'm going to pick up some tools and call it a night. Get back after it in the morning. We'll see you then. She's ready to ride. It's exciting. You know, a week ago we had a foot of snow on the ground, and today it's like 50 degrees. So we're gonna get out there. Yeah, let me know what I forgot. Let me know if any of this was helpful in any way, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.